Well, this week, Texas Republicans passed what they call historic school choice legislation. The bill will create education savings accounts to help families use tax dollars to pay for private school. KVUE's Daniel Perot is live at the state capitol tonight. And Daniel, the House and Senate, well, they have key differences in their bills, but Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is clearing the path for its final passage.
Quita, good evening to you. The Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick tonight recommending that the upper chamber adopt the House version of the ESA legislation. Patrick is the person who presides over the chamber, has a lot of power inside the Senate. This avoids a negotiation process between the two chambers. While the Senate does have to take one more vote and pass the ESA bill again, this now is essentially securing a major political victory for Governor Greg Abbott.
There being 86 ayes and 61 nays.
School choice legislation is on the 1 yard line, a final Senate vote away from Governor Greg Abbott's desk.
This is a huge day for the families and the people of Texas.
It's long been a priority for the governor, who heavily pressured House lawmakers to pass the bill, warning of what one lawmaker described as dire consequences if they didn't.
This is a bad policy with a little bit of fluff to try to sell it to the few Republicans that were kind of on the fence.
Senate Bill 2 allocates $1 billion over the next 2 years for an education savings account program. The amount of state funds each student gets to use on private school tuition and other school-related expenses is 85% of the average public school funding per student. Nathan Canine is the American Federation for Children Texas State Director.
Parents will finally have the freedom to choose the best education for their children.
The proposal, which would start issuing funds to families in the 2026-2027 school year, gives priority eligibility to students with disabilities and families it considers low income. But UT professor David DeMatthew says he's skeptical.
It's a false priority when legislators say that this voucher bill is going to help students with disabilities. It's not really true. It's not going to play out that way.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Senator Brandon Creighton, who authored Senate Bill 2, are recommending the upper chamber adopt the changes House lawmakers made to the bill. The move is significant given how fraught the relationship between the two chambers has been in recent years.
This is going to be a tide that lifts all boats. Competition is going to be a healthy incentive for the education system.
A 2017 study in the Journal of Economic Literature found competition from school choice programs slightly improved public school test scores, but said more research is needed.
The same research that says that voucher users have statistically significant negative achievement outcomes over time.
With Texas on the verge of passing ESAs, supporters say it'll empower families to choose where their kids go to school. Critics call it a voucher scam and say there are better ways to spend the money. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says that he is ready to sign the ESA legislation once it reaches his desk. Lawmakers are off for the holiday weekend. The Texas Senate will be back in session when lawmakers return to the Capitol on Tuesday. We'll see what happens then.